Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A lot of people are here for court, and it's okay to wait for court back there, but that'll be taking place across the hall. But it's okay to sit here and wait if you want. This is a planning board meeting up here.
If you're here for the planning board meeting and you feel like you're going to address the board or you do need to speak, please sign in.
Okay, let's have a roll call. Tracy?
Don Brewer,
Yes.
Kathy Jordan, Art Christie, John Horn,
Here.
Joanne Cowell, here, Alan Shiner, Clifford Bucko.
Here.
Okay, Tracy gave you a file with correspondence and workshop meeting minutes, right?
Some of there's 2, 4s, and then a file on the agenda, so just ignore that.
Yeah, things are starting to get more and more organized up there, so we're starting to get minutes going. We'll get them start down before the meetings. We don't have time to read the
Yeah.
minutes now, so we're not going to be able to do that. So I'll have to move that to the next meeting. Okay, old business? All right, let's discuss number 2 first so that we don't hold up. You want to come forward? Sure.
Yeah.
If you remember,
There's an insert that I gave everyone, and I just passed out. This is the code regarding the roadside farm produce stand.
Okay, just tell us what you want to do.
Oh, I actually want to apply for the roadside stand, to do several do, to support my, all my family, before I apply for the thing, I look at, the call and, I actually will do everything according to, the young law, the young law, and then, the last time, because I'm not here, so, the application will, get, not go through. So I actually will asking, the guy to relook it, and, and for me, I live in this town for, 23 years, so, I go up here, I have my family here, all my kids were here. So, the only thing I'm asking for is, some, to have a farmstead, so can, to make a living and, to support all my kids. For me, I work in the restaurant for 23 years, so, I would take the toll on my family, because, when I get home, and everybody already sleep, and by myself, so that's why I'm looking for some other thing to do, so I can support that. But, I actually want to able, to go to the soccer game, because, like my wife, she working in the morning, and I work in the afternoon. So, we never see each other, but for the last, this many years. So, now all my kids, they go, go on. So, I'm looking for some, something to do that, to able, to support my family. And, I actually want, to stay home with them, do something, and, to able to go to the soccer game when, they have one, and go do all the function that, like the normal family do, that's why I will, stand in front of your guy and, to ask him, your guy to, take a relook at, and, and that's how I'm asking for.
Is that gonna be your only job? You're gonna
Yeah.
stop your other job?
Yeah,
So that you could be with your family?
Yeah, eventually, but, it's for this one, it takes me a while to able to build, I have to take the time to build the thing, and, at some point that I able to support, and then I will, do that job, but, I need some sort of income to, in order to do what I want to do, Not like I just say, oh, I quit, and then, I'm not
No,
able.
I don't, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
It doesn't
that,
matter.
yeah, that, Didi, I'm saying that, I really need this one because, I want to be with my, with my kids. I have 4 kids, so, I've been taking care of them, for a year, and, this is something that, able to help me in order to, like, all my kids play soccer in the town, and, every time they have a game or something, I came and go, my daughter plays soccer for the audio, and every game, I miss it. When they have the music play something in the sport, in the band, I'm not able to do it because,
Yeah, it was.
they have to work.
It was a good chef though. That's
And then,
Yeah.
your guy, I work in Regatta for 23 years, so, I make a lot of dinner for your guy every
Oh,
day.
that's right.
You come, and, that's why I'm asking you guys, just we take and, we consider.
Okay.
The main issue, as we discussed the last time, our concerns were that,
You can sit down.
he felt as though it needed a farm if it was gonna be a farm stand. And the way the farm stand law read before, it kind of reads that way. The new farm stand doesn't. So I asked Rob Stanley, the owner, to vote the new farm stand, so I went to ask him what was meant by it. And he said it did not have to be a farm stand. Anybody can have a farm stand if it's permitted, and it's permitted in that district, so. And according to our book, it's a special permit.
Well, yeah, because he's in a residential area.
Right.
so
Rob
that's
said it would
strong
just be
enough.
considered a roadside stand. That's what he said.
But it's not on the road, it's up at the top of his hill.
Oh.
So let's get that that straight first, because that's quite an incline up to the house.
Okay. So it's actually inside the property and not on the?
Yeah, near the house, only up on the top.
Okay. I don't think that that was clear.
No.
Maybe that was.
Plus, the driveway is not wide enough, according to our code.
Alan,
Oh, go ahead.
Alan, you have any?
My main concern was the driveway, because if you have a truck coming down and a passenger car is going up, that's gonna be the problem. If you have a delivery truck coming down that driveway.
Cliff?
I mean, my main concern about this specific spot is, of course, the driveway. I mean, it's right onto a major, I mean, it's on a state highway, that's gonna be a problem for traffic. And I'm still unclear on the accessory use. I mean, to me, it seems that it's incidental to a farm, but I could be mistaken.
The way it was explained to me is that they don't want a farm stand to be primary use of a piece of property. A farm can have a farm stand, that's permitted, and accessory use farm stand anybody can have, as long as it's not the principal use on the property. And that's why those dimensions and those areas were designed in the new code, so that there's no way it could be big enough to be a principal use.
So we're saying the principal use is it's remaining a residential piece of property, and
Right.
that's accessory to that.
How big is the stand?
33 by 25, 24 and a half.
Yeah, the area calculation is notes here. Farm stand with the parking spaces and the proposed turnaround and the existing house would all be about 4% of the total area of the property. All within our code for that. John? Comments?
It says here that everything is going to be within the building. All bids and photos will be displayed within the building and the room overhead.
All displays.
How did you interpret this?
Hey, Don, is that driveway currently 20 feet, or do you have plans to enlarge it to 20 feet? I can't remember.
It's currently 20
It's currently
feet.
that way.
It's supposed to be 50.
He's mentioned he would enlarge it if he had to.
Yeah,
That's the plan.
yeah, at the land, if I get the book, I actually will make the driveway wide, so enough for two cars will come in. And then it on the 28, my driveway is 40 feet wide, after, the one that go into the 28. That
Yeah,
is
at the
the
base.
40 feet, the base, that is 40
But
feet
that's a
wide.
very bad corner
Yeah.
all the time. I know
Yeah.
that a lot of, I see that you have like a sign or something that
Oh, no,
goes-
that.
It's always
No,
knocked
that is
down.
not my driveway, that is the other guy.
That's the next driveway.
Oh, that's the
the
next,
next
yeah, my driveway way before that.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
his neighbor.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly, it's not mine.
Yours is 40 feet at the bottom now?
Yeah, the wide of the thing is 40 feet, when I build the house, I was like, to get a permit for the your state.
Oh, so you mean access to?
Yeah, to widen that, so, and then, I apply for permit, and then I all done, and they give me okay, I all done with that. When I build the house, first when I bought the property, the house, the driveway only, little bit, so I have to get the permit from the New York State to widen out to, the 40 feet, that is right now.
How's the visibility there? Pointing out?
Oh, yeah, you know, I wait, you know, you have no, no problem to see, both directions, and,
Well, I assume that you would like to go forward if we can address what the concerns of the planning board. Is that the planning board?
You said you did apply with the state, or is it?
oh, I already applied, when I bought the property, the driveway only, enough for one car, so I applied for the permit, and I get the permit, so I do
So
it.
he's got the
It's all
permit
done.
to do the
I did
driveway
it.
expansion.
It's all done already.
DOT out there, the
Yeah.
state DOT,
Yeah.
and they said it was doable. But
I feel very concerned because I always see your children at the bottom of
Yeah.
that driveway.
Yeah, me, that one, I'm home that in the morning, our kids, me, and,
Well, what I'm afraid of is,
Yeah.
it's gonna be ice on the ground and somebody's gonna come skidding down that driveway.
yeah. I mean, if that is the concern, I always take them go to school, mean, that is, if that is the concern, the guy,
It's the only time they're at talk
Yeah.
In the morning.
Yeah, in the morning, that is, when I walk them up the, in the morning, I have to get them ready and,
Right, but
Yeah.
when is your stand gonna be open?
Yeah,
What are the hours or?
After they go to school,
Yeah.
they're not a few reasons. After they go to school.
And, if it's not the concern, I always, we drive my kids, to the school,
No, that's my personal concern,
Yeah.
because I see them every morning.
Yeah.
I
And
use that every morning.
next year, we only have one that's going up. the
Yeah, only
line.
one, because next year,
The other three.
her mom will be joining, go to the school, when she work at the school.
That would be okay.
Okay.
Just make a little bit, I don't know how much.
It's gotta be 50.
Okay, let's address these issues and put it on the schedule for next month.
Okay.
All right, so.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So which one is it you want to put on the agenda for what, for just for review?
Yeah, for preliminary approval.
So you're not even on that public hearing.
Yeah. Someone wants a copy of this?
Oh, yeah, that's the people.
Okay. So, Mr. Olson, keep you waiting. You got the floor.
We had discussion about what the next steps would be with the planning board here. Status is that the Department of Environmental Conservation has filed a motion to cancel the adjudicatory hearing so that it can proceed to a finding statement. So if the board wants, the next step here would be to schedule a public hearing. At the convenience of the board, I might suggest that you do it at a special meeting, because there may be some interest. I can't tell you how many people are going to come, other than the fact I know there's 6 or 7 lawyers that are on a list. Whether that will be the entire attendance or not, that's up to you. But as I say, at this point, scheduling the hearing at least to start it, begin the process, and hopefully sometime early next year, DEC will make its finding statement, and then you can conclude the process. Now, what I've done is I've drafted a notice of public hearing. I've left the blanks. You can tell me what date you may or may not want to do. I can work with your board secretary to get the proper notices out, because there's actual notice to property owners within the
I have
adjoining property.
I have the abutter list that I also went over with the assessor already to make sure there's one property that we're questioning as to whether that needs to be on the list as well. But I pretty much have the list compiled already.
We can confirm that, then of course, the adjoining municipality within 500
Town of
feet.
Middletown.
The town of Middletown would be noticed, and then this notice would need to be published in the local official paper at least 10 days before the hearing.
Yes, Daily Freeman for us.
Okay.
I don't know if it's necessary to have a special meeting because we don't have anything on the agenda that's,
Yeah, we don't have anything
That's up
for
to
next
board.
month at this point, other than the new.
The only thing I can tell you is I did check with Mr. Peter Romano. He cannot make the 14th of next month.
I have, there's a meeting, The meeting schedule's in your folder for the 2015 calendar year. January, yeah, 14th it would be. So the next one would be February 11th for the planning board meeting, for the, if you wanted to wait so that you could include whoever Mr. Olson is saying.
I'd rather change the date and wait. Who's this Peter on up there?
He's your consulting
Well, I
engineer.
can't do it on Thursday because I
Your
have an
engineer.
ambulance night. Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. This is the Wednesday.
Right, so we can do Tuesday.
I think I missed.
What's up?
You can't do it Tuesday because it's court.
Okay.
And there'll
many
be,
people
there'll be
come
a
on
lot
Monday?
more people, to be sure.
Monday,
Monday would be the 12th.
January 12th.
That's fine with me.
I'll notify the rest of the board members.
Is that doable for you?
It's fine by me.
And where can we have it? Here? Here next week?
Well, if there isn't, then we'll have to postpone the meeting and get it
Well,
to
you
a
can-
venue.
You can obviously begin the hearing. If you find that there's an excessive number of individuals who want to speak, you take what you can hear that evening and you adjourn it. You don't have to complete a hearing in one night.
Do we have to give 10 days notice to the second leg?
No, once you've published on a hearing and everyone has notice, you can adjourn it to a date specific.
And how long?
Well, I believe that we should limit the time people talk. And that they could knock it up and address the same thing over and over again.
The chair can have rules. I mean, you can set a reasonable amount of time, 3 minutes, 5 minutes for individual. Depends on the number of people. As I say, you may wind up simply with 6 lawyers in the room.
So,
Because I've been on.
I'd like to go over that with you as far as setting up the rules beforehand. So,
We can have like a set of comments on how you would have meeting procedure set up. We've included that in the notice, and the board may impose a limit on comment depending upon the time.
And on time, you're like 2 minutes.
And if someone has a written thing, like a 30-page written thing, can we just say that we have received a document?
You don't have to read it with the
We
public.
don't have to,
You acknowledge receipt of it, the board can take it into consideration before making any decisions.
On previous public hearings that we've had here, we asked the people not to restate the same thing over and over again. So if somebody already talked about this, we don't really want to hear it again.
Obviously, that because if you've got 30 people want to talk about the same item,
So we just
we know that that's an issue.
initially some rules
We'll
of
say
conduct.
that, right, yeah.
How
We-
long
If
can
you
a
want,
public
we can
hearing
make
be
up a
open?
list and hand it out to everyone. and they
Depends
can-
on the level
so
of
that
interest.
everyone knows, and you don't have to keep repeating
Hold a
yourself.
public hearing one night, you have 2 hours, and everybody's getting tired, but there are people who want to speak, you can adjourn it to another
we
time.
don't have to do any notification.
No, because that's
Oh,
not at the
yeah.
public
No.
setting.
You know, to
We can present this the night of.
Right.
okay, that's fine.
All right,
And what time do we want to do it?
we could do it at 6 o'clock.
Want to do it earlier?
Yeah.
Sure,
Is that
sure.
doable for you?
Would it be, would it be too crazy to
Fine by me.
rules of conduct in the butter letters? To say like you'll have this, you'll be allowed this much notice?
No, we'll state them
Or
at
just do
the
it?
hearing
Okay.
before it begins. Don
You'll
will
be in
state.
charge
Right,
of the time.
I've included at the end that if there's a large number of speakers, the planning board may put a time limit upon speaking, that's in the notice.
Oh, that's
Oh, good.
already,
I've already put that in the public
There
record.
was my-
well, what is the normal limit that they,
Well, that depends. You
2,
can set
3
it 3 minutes, 5 minutes, it's just, as long as it's fair for everyone to raise their issues.
right?
The reason for the public hearing, of course, is for you to hear individual concerns about the project.
Great.
What's the date? Monday?
Monday, January 12th, 6 a.m., 6 p.m., that's it.
You're gonna be the only one here, Alan.
Very early.
You got 15 seconds, go.
They gotta come at 6
Okay,
a.m.
is this something I need to read today?
Well, that's a good way to
That would be
go.
good.
As I say, I drafted the notice of public hearing, I had sent you a draft of it before. I mean, I've
Wait, did you say 6?
done some additional
6 p.m., yeah.
notices in here about the description of the project, which I believe is sufficient.
12, yeah.
What I can do is I can work with your planning board secretary to complete the notice. I'll give her copies that she can send to the paper, and we can work to make sure that all of the direct notices are mailed out to the property owners in time.
Yeah, well, we shouldn't wait till the last minute.
No,
We'll-
that's
we'll have
why
to get the
I
case
already
agreement
got.
schedule and
I wanted to have the abutter list done before tonight's meeting because I won't see you guys again,
Right.
you know, before the workshop and just in case something happens with weather. So I wanted to make sure I had it so you guys can take a look at it before you leave tonight.
There's no motion or anything tonight that needs to be done in order to.
as long as this board concurs, you can simply make a motion to set a public hearing for January the 12th at 6 PM, and we will work to make sure that the notice gets out.
Do we have or are we required to post a bad weather cancellation date in the notice?
No, I mean, if we reach the point where we have weather issues, then we'll have to go through a reposting and everything.
Okay.
That's the advantage of being right on Route 28, I mean, because like right now, when I came here, it's pretty bad on the mountain compared to here. Coming down the mountain, it's kind of tough.
If that does happen, to go about canceling,
We would have to give public notice, I mean, if, the same as canceling any meeting for weather conditions. You give as much notice to the press, to the local radio stations, anyone, the website, if we had that.
right,
A notice on the door.
yeah, because I mean, okay.
And then if we reschedule, of course, we'd have to go back to the same process of publishing and delivering notice to abutters.
Who's gonna kick off the meeting? Is it gonna be just, is
Well, generally, what you do
Crossroads
is,
gonna lay everything out? and-
generally, you have a presentation by
Okay,
the
so it's gonna
applicant,
be-
who lays out, this is my project, this is what I want to do, here's the issues that we've addressed, and then you can simply open it up for public comment.
So they would open it up?
And again, I'll work with your chair to come up with sort of like a list of suggested ways to run the meeting.
And then we would keep the public hearing open until we,
Well,
the DEC.
normally I would suggest that the public hearing be maintained open because a finding statement should come out. I can't tell you when, but,
Now, when do we get from the county?
We
well,
have to
you have
go
30
back
days
to
for that
the
comment to come
county
in.
has the referral right now, and the county doesn't have it on their agenda till next month.
So
When is their meeting next month?
It's the night day of our workshop, the 7th.
Yeah, so the 7th, January 7th.
So you should have public comment by that time. If not, they've already had their 30-day time frame within which for you to move. Of course, you won't be making a decision until DEC comes out with its
Right.
finding statement anyway.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question on that. From their 30-day timeframe, is that from the date that they received the materials or from the
Yes.
date that they reviewed at their meeting?
Well, it's actually from the date they received the materials.
Which
It's way
would be, I
back.
believe, was November 24th, right? Okay, so technically, their
By
time is
technically,
up
you could
before
proceed.
they even review it.
Yeah.
But by the 7th, I'm sure you'll have some level of comment from them.
Okay.
Okay, so we have to make a motion.
Yes.
I make a motion. And we have a public hearing regarding the project, January 12th, Monday at 6 PM here.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll look for you to get your final copy of this, and then they want to just because
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll forward that to you in the morning.
Okay, great.
All right,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you much.
Do you want to do a roll call?
So that makes it a question, and you should just include, and what's the disadvantage of not?
Because I don't want to go, like, have someone say something that, I sent it to somebody else in error.
Oh,
I don't want to give anybody a
Right.
reason to,
Gotcha.
Well, maybe you should,
you know, why did you send it to this person, you know, or.
Did you
Or
address
this
that?
person got in, this
the
one
one that
didn't.
she's concerned about.
I'm concerned about this house here because it's supposed to be, you know, the abutting properties and across the street and it's, so, I mean, these are included because they're across the street, but I don't know to include this one or not.
Well, they